Right, year 9, hope you guys are all well. If you don't know already, I'm going to be off for the rest of the week, it looks like. Less of the cheering, thank you. But I will be back next week. Do note that I am going to be setting attentions over the course of this week. So if you haven't done your homework yet, make sure it is done. There's a couple of you with 2 or 3 pieces to do, so not good, guys. Welcome to Freya, if she is there. Freya, make sure you're sat next to Bracken. Any issues, I will talk to you next week, but that is where you are for this week. Alright, welcome to the group. So, without me here, guys, you still need to be learning, so we're going to learn some indices this week. A lot of this you know already. So, for example, some of the key bits. This is what an indice looks like. So, it's some number a to the power of some number. And you know that that value up here is a power. That power could be positive or it could be negative. It could be an integer, a whole number, or it could be a fraction as well. All you're going to look at this week, guys, is positive or negative ones. And this bigger number down here, or it could be a letter, we call that the base value. So it could be a number, as I said. So for example, we already know that 5 squared. So my base value is 5, my power is 2. That means 5 times 5, there's 2 of them. If I had 5 on its own, so no power above it, there is an actual power there, we're just lazy about putting it in, so this is something you need to remember. If there's no power there, it is to the power of 1. So put it in if you need to. I think that's it on the basics. So first thing you're going to look at today is multiplying powers. So we have got, let's go with an example, a to the power of 3 multiplied by a to the power of 2. My answer to this, and it's what you'll need to do today, is a to the power of 5. So think, how did I get 5 just from that? Well, a to the power of 3 is a times a times a, there's 3 of them. And then I'm multiplying by a times a because it's a squared. So altogether there I had 5 a's. Now you don't want to write this out every time, so most of you hopefully will have spotted that actually you add the powers if you're multiplying indices like so. Now one thing I should note, and you'll only come across this way too, these base values have to be the same to do this, they cannot be different. So another example would be this, let's stick with our 5 actually, 5 to the power of 17 multiplied by 5 to the power of 13. So the base values are the same, it's multiplication, so I'm going to add the powers. 17 plus 13, and my answer is simply 30. 5 to the power of 30, no more to it. You don't need to write anything at the moment. I'm going to do a couple more examples and then you'll have a chance to write down some examples, okay? So to make this a little bit harder, and you will have this very soon, let's stick with a's. Let's go a to the power of 17 multiplied by a to the power of minus 13. So base values are the same. It's multiplication, so that means I'm going to have to add the powers. So it's a to the power of 17 plus a minus 13. Adding a negative is actually the same as just taking away. So if I've got a positive and a negative sign next to each other like that, it's actually a negative. So what I'm going to do is 17 take away 13, which is a to the power of 4. It's almost thinking of it as you've got £17 in your bank account, you take on somebody's debt, so you minus 13 from your bank account, you end up with 4. Another negative, let's go with a to the power of minus 17, let's say, multiplied by a to the power of minus 13. So that's going to be a to the power of, I still need to add the powers, so it's minus 17 plus minus 13. This positive and negative together like that, they make a negative. So make sure you're putting in a negative just as I've done it. So what I've now got is minus 17 minus another 17. So think of your number line. minus 17, I go negative direction 13 places, so I end up at a to the power minus 30. And the last type of question you can get on multiplying indices is this one, which actually probably easier than the negative divinity. 5, let's go with a different variable, let's go c to the power of 7 multiplied by 2c to the power of 5. So all I'm going to do here is, let's do the indices first because we've done a couple of them already. C to the power 7 multiplied by C to the power 5 is C to the power 12. Well, there's no issues on that one, just add the powers. So then the numbers, what am I going to do with those? Well, it says 5 multiplied by 2. So let's do 5 multiplied by 2. That's a 10. All I need to do now is combine those two. 10c to the power 12, and that's my answer. That's all there is to it. One more on those. If it had been 5c to the power of 7 multiplied by c to the power of 5, well, the indices are the same as the last one, so let's not go over that. That is c to the power of 12. Now anything, what's the number in front of the c to the power of 5? Well, we've done this loads of times. If it's not there, you presume it to be 1. So all I'd have to do is 5 times 1, and there you go, that's all it is. So what I'd like you to do is take down a couple of these examples. So can you take down this example here? Take down this example here, and take down that third and final example. Pause the video in a second, make sure you got those examples down, keep referring back to them, and have a go at the questions on the next slide. Pause the video now. Thank you guys.